Welcome to Aviation Aftermath.
January 31st, 2000. Alaska Airlines Flight 261 cruises high above the Pacific Ocean, traveling from Mexico toward the United States. On board are 83 passengers and 5 crew members, expecting a routine journey home. Instead, this flight will end in a catastrophic loss that exposes serious failures in aircraft, maintenance, and oversight. This is the story of Alaska Airlines Flight 261. Flight 261 was a scheduled service from Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, to Seattle, Washington, with a planned stop in San Francisco. The aircraft was a McDonnell Douglas MD-83, a narrow-body jet widely used across the world. In the cockpit were Captain Ted Thompson and First Officer Bill Tansky, both experienced pilots with thousands of flight hours between them. The flight progressed normally for the first 2 hours. Weather conditions were stable, and nothing appeared out of the ordinary. Then, without warning, the crew began experiencing difficulty controlling the aircraft's pitch. The horizontal stabilizer, an essential component that keeps the aircraft balanced in flight, was no longer responding correctly. The pilots notified air traffic control and requested assistance. As they worked through emergency procedures, they realized the stabilizer trim system was jammed. This system relies on a threaded jackscrew assembly to move the stabilizer up and down. Unknown to the crew, the jackscrew had suffered severe wear due to inadequate lubrication over time. Despite the growing danger, the crew remained calm and methodical. They attempted to manually control the aircraft, using alternative methods, fighting increasing control forces. At one point, the aircraft suddenly pitched downward into a rapid dive from over 31,000 feet. The pilots managed to arrest the descent and temporarily level the aircraft at around 24,000 feet, an extraordinary feat under the circumstances. For a brief moment, there was hope. But the damage was already irreversible. The worn jackscrew assembly failed completely. With no remaining restraint, the horizontal stabilizer moved uncontrollably, forcing the nose sharply downward. The aircraft rolled inverted as the pilots struggled to regain control. Despite their skill and determination, the MD-83 entered an unrecoverable dive. Moments later, Alaska Airlines Flight 261 slammed into the Pacific Ocean near Anacapa Island at high speed. There were no survivors. All 88 people on board were killed instantly. The crash sent shockwaves through the aviation world. The National Transportation Safety Board launched an extensive investigation, recovering wreckage from the ocean floor and examining maintenance records in detail. Their findings were damning. Investigators concluded that the primary cause was the failure of the horizontal stabilizer. Trim jackscrew due to excessive wear and lack of proper lubrication. Alaska Airlines had extended maintenance intervals beyond recommended limits, allowing critical components to deteriorate. The investigation also criticized the Federal Aviation Administration for inadequate oversight of airline maintenance practices. The tragedy of Flight 261 led to sweeping changes. Maintenance procedures for critical flight control systems were tightened industry-wide. Inspection requirements were strengthened, and oversight of airline maintenance programs was increased. The disaster became a defining case study in how cost-cutting and deferred maintenance can have fatal consequences. Captain Thompson and First Officer Tansky were posthumously awarded the Airline Pilots Association Gold Medal for heroism. Their actions, professionalism, and determination in the face of an impossible situation were recognized as extraordinary. Alaska Airlines Flight 261 is remembered not only for the lives lost, but for the lessons it forced the aviation industry to confront. It stands as a reminder that safety depends not only on pilots and aircraft design, but on the unseen work of maintenance and regulation behind every flight. This was the story of Alaska Airlines Flight 261, here on Aviation Aftermath. If you found this video informative, please like, subscribe, and join me next time as we uncover the lessons behind aviation's darkest moments.